Hi everyone, this is a free roam reading. We are going to be looking into very, very important messages, warnings, things that I really have to I absolutely have to tell you about because this is a timeless reading though, so I just wanted to mention that, and it's for all signs. So whatever star sign you are, this is a reading that can apply to you. And I also wanted to mention, regardless of when you watch it, that's okay as well. Now it is specifically to do with the Venus retrograde. So I wanted to mention that, but a lot of you might be like, oh, but I'm watching this maybe when there's not a Venus retrograde. Well, I would say that that's okay, because this message is meant to find you. And this message is something that can be applied in so many ways as well. There's actually going to be multiple messages. So the Venus retrograde, when I'm filming this, or even if you're watching this in the future and there's a Venus retrograde, it is happening from the 19th to the 29th. So 19th of December to the 29th of January, and there are some very important messages that I need to tell you. Now, if you're watching this in the future and there is a Venus retrograde, it can still apply. If you're watching this when there isn't a Venus retrograde, these messages can still align, interestingly enough, because there are some things that I'm going to mention that can still apply to life in general. Okay, so just thought I'd mention that, and also just wanted to mention, if you would like to win a free reading with me, check out the description box below, since I do a giveaway every single month. Private paid readings are also listed down below as well. They are done within 12 to 24 hours with me. And the last thing I wanted to say is that my intention manifesting items are on my website. So thousands of people have seen results with these items. They are meditated with and saged. My website is shopmoonlightguidance.com. Everything is linked in the description box below. And there's items like bracelets, necklaces, anklets, pom-poms, tassels, embroidered cards which you can put under your pillow, your wallet or your purse. And yeah, everything is there, very special, just for you. And you can check out the review section down below as well. Alright, so let's begin. Let's have a look, see what's coming through, how I can also help you as well. We're going to start with these Amira's Love Oracle cards. We might as well see what is absolutely happening and what I can tell you in relation to the Venus retrograde. Okay, so let's... Whoa, okay. they all just came out so fast, and it's very fascinating. Okay, so we have got here money, karma, and passion. Now, contrary to popular belief, everyone believes that the Venus retrograde is only to do with love, and only love. Not true. Venus is a planet that is to do with love, but also money, pleasures, and beauty. So when we think about those aspects, I'm not surprised that the money card has literally come out in this particular reading. Venus is very, very powerful in regards to, especially for those of you that have started new jobs, it is very important that you tread carefully and you try and do the best that you can in your work environment, and that you are cautious. So for example, if you have certain very strict policies in regards to work, it's very important, I feel, that you follow those and you just try and get your head down and focus and work, because that energy will be definitely something that gets you a lot of recognition. People will pick up on it. If you are not able to do that, then they'll be picked up on in a very different way. So this is really important for me to mention. I also feel like the Venus retrograde can boost money. You might be thinking, but it's a retrograde. Well, we all know, right, that something so simple as a Mercury retrograde, which by the way isn't so simple, but something like a Mercury retrograde doesn't just mean that communication goes out the window and we all stop communicating with each other, right? That's not what Mercury retrograde does. We still communicate, we still do things. In fact, it can push people to communicate even further when they may not have done, when Mercury was just being direct and just being itself. It's very similar with Venus retrograde. Just because a planet like Venus goes into retrograde doesn't mean that love just goes out the window. Every connection on the planet freaking falls apart. Absolutely not. That doesn't happen. What a retrograde does is it pushes certain people in different ways. And that's the thing, is that some of you may feel in regards to work oh, I'm just going to take things a little bit easier and do this and that. Be careful during this time. Be careful. You want to continue to follow the policies. You want to continue to work hard. You want to continue to do those things. If you have a policy at work where you're not supposed to be on your phone and things like that, I would probably just avoid it. It's probably best to do so. I'm just saying, these are warnings that I feel are very important for me to mention to you. I'm just saying, okay? We also have, and also in regards to like studying, if some of you are studying and you are thinking to yourself, oh, you know, my lecturer or my teacher is probably just, you know, kidding around with that test that she mentioned the other day or he mentioned the other day, I would say to you, just be careful in like making those kind of assumptions as well, because you might be thrown surprises here and there in regards to certain tests and things like that that perhaps you thought were not going to happen, and then they happen. Just saying, okay? Just saying. Now, karma is very interesting because your karmas of the past, not bad karmas, but positive karmas, are going to come your way. So this means that Venus retrograde is opening like this portal where people that have done you wrong can very much so start to now think about the things that they've done towards you and then feel very regretful about the things that they've said, done, and it seems to really have a very, very strong impact because this energy here shows a gateway in which there is so much energy in regards to someone feeling super, super bad and feeling very connected towards you. Now, this can be someone from your past, because they may have done you wrong. But if you don't want someone from your past, that's okay. You don't need them, right? If you want someone from your past, it's a different story where, look, they're being pushed with karma to recognize how badly they've treated you in regards to, you know, either their relationship with you or how they have acted towards you. Very important. Venus retrograde is doing that. Now, you may also be pushed to think very similar ways in regards to certain things that you may deem as your fault. Okay, so it's something to keep in mind. I mean, it doesn't mean that you need to do anything about it, right? But just saying that karma can be good and bad. There isn't just such thing as bad karma. So there's definitely someone here that's going to feel bad about how they've treated you and really think about those intimate moments, even if it was just a glance that the two of you shared or a bit of communication that the two of you shared. Or perhaps even full-blown intimacy, right? They will think about those aspects and feel very, very connected to you and feel very, very, very much so like they want to hold on to it. They don't want to let it go. They don't want to let you go. Now, you're probably wondering, well then, if you're just talking about Venus retrograde, then how is it timeless? Well, because after a Venus retrograde, it really pushes people to do more on it. So during this period of time, you may feel like, okay, well, that's what they're feeling, but when they're actually going to do anything, the doing part and the action comes more so when Venus goes direct, which is after the 29th of sort of January from what we see. But whenever you're watching this reading, right, it will happen, the actual action and the pursuit will happen when Venus is direct. The thinking, especially if this person was suppressing things, especially if they weren't wanting to understand your perspective, if they were running away, the thinking and them getting absolutely pushed into this thinking without them running away and suppressing happens during the Venus retrograde. The Venus retrograde can be a blessing where it pushes people that were running away from things to finally think about things, to not then disappear and run away from those thoughts. So it does this thing where it pushes them to do so, and then once Venus goes direct, it makes them actually want to like physically do something here towards the connection to make things come together. Okay, so that's what it does. Oh, you just can't make this up. The Lovers. Woo woo. Okay, so the Lovers here obviously is very much so about someone feeling very, very connected towards you, very intensely passionate towards you, and also liking your passion. The Venus retrograde, remember, is also about pleasures in life. You will find during this time that there are certain things that you are missing out on. For example, you might discover a food that you absolutely loved and you're going to be like, wait a second, what happened to this recipe? Like, how did I forget about this? How did I forget about this place? You know, because for some of you, it might be a place that you like order from. Some of you are just going to be like, oh my God, wow, this fruit is back in season. Like, oh my God, I love this so much. Little pleasures in life that were hidden for a little period of time come to the surface. Very, very common with a Venus retrograde. You may even find that there's a TV show where you're like, oh my gosh, I love this TV show and they have a new season. How did I forget about this? Oh my gosh, I have time now, I'm going to watch it. Certain movies and films and franchises, you might be like, wow, they've released, you know, a new film. I'm going to watch it. How cool. I forgot this even existed. You know, it's one of those things. And also albums, you know, there could be certain albums that are released or music that's released or videos on YouTube that are released where you're like, oh my gosh, I used to love watching this person on YouTube, and now finally, you know, like they've come back, or I finally discovered their stuff, or finally it appears in your subscription box, because look, YouTube can be a little bit YouTube can be a little bit strange sometimes, where if you don't click on the bell notification when you subscribe to a channel, you may not get notifications, and the videos may not go in your subscription box. So just make sure you click the bell notification on your favorite YouTube readers. If you have subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so as well. But yeah, definitely just keep that in mind, because sometimes that's also happened to me where, you know, there's amazing, you know, YouTubers that you love the content of, but then it never appears in your subscription box. So you think that, you know, you just think nothing of it until like one day randomly it's on your recommended page and you're like, what? Like, they still make content, and then you realize that you missed out their content for like the last 6 months because it never appeared in your subscription box. Things like this, okay? Pleasures that were hidden, things that you've forgotten about, they come to the surface during Venus retrograde and you're like, wow, discover this again. It's like a fresh discovery. Also, same thing with certain relationships, especially if there's someone that's like ghosted you, disappeared voluntarily, just like whoosh. That's another thing I see. Wow, this kind of looks like a bit of a rainbow, although it really isn't. Like, from my perspective, it just looks all very jaggedy, but it kind of looks like there's like a curve here. Okay. Wow. Wheel of Fortune is money. You know, Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. Jupiter's not really doing a lot in terms of like retrograding, not retrograding, or going into any kind of sign. Not from what I see astrologically. There's nothing major going on with Jupiter. But Jupiter is the energy of wealth and success and money and prosperity. And of course, we know that money is also connected to Venus. So I just wanted to say that there can be some interesting money opportunities here, things that perhaps you forgot about, applications that perhaps you put in a long time ago and then suddenly you get some kind of response from it. That's another thing I see. Hierophant is about stability. Now, the Hierophant, here's the exciting part, is ruled by Taurus. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. Yes, so we see here that certain relationships are becoming more stable because your good karma allows people to be pressured into sort of, you know, thinking about things that they were once running away from. You're starting to feel lighter and brighter. Of course, you will still have nostalgia towards certain things in the past. Try not to panic. It's part of life, you know, where you think about memories. But you're putting yourself first. You're taking care of you. You're doing what is best for you. I think that's very important. Knight of Swords. Someone has got this urge to come forward, right? And that's what we picked up on very early on. Judgment here. You're being seen in a better light, whereas before, perhaps if this person was thinking you're too much, you're too this, you're too that. Oh, they're not thinking that anymore, are they? Nope. They're starting to see you as a genuine, kind, caring, respectful, honest, loyal, faithful person. That's what I see with these two queens. Whether you're male or female, okay? I read energies in tarot, not specifically genders. Do you know what? The craziest thing happened today. So my dad wanted to sell his car, which he actually managed to sell. And the guy that came, he's a clairvoyant, which is so crazy because, like, you know, he doesn't know that I'm a tarot reader or anything. And he just came and he was like, there's such a good energy here. There's such a good energy. And my mum and dad just started looking at each other. And then it's just so crazy because like, he can feel energies, he can obviously get messages from spirit, and it's so crazy because, like, just, you know, like, what are the odds, what are the chances? It's so incredible and so beautiful. And so I feel like some of these, like, kind of like amazing synchronicities and signs and things like that can also come to you, where you just end up connecting with people that are just really, like, exciting, very different, but also, like, so connected to you. And so I think that's actually really fascinating. Because you've got Neptune, right? Neptune is a very spiritual planet. So you may be connecting to people that are more spiritual. You may be talking to people who are more spiritual, who are much more kind of on the same page as you are, and feel the kind of energies that you feel. I believe that we are in the, as I'm filming this, we're in the shadow period of the Venus retrograde. Usually for a Venus retrograde, there's sort of like a 1 to 2 week shadow period. So that basically means that, you know, it's kind of retrograding. Obviously it's not, but the planet is acting as though it's in retrograde. That's what I'd say. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, that was really cool. But yeah, so you got Temperance here with the angel as well. You're being protected here, slow and steady. You'll get a lot of signs and synchronicities, dreams. Sometimes you may even find yourself feeling emotional, but it's nothing compared to like what other people are feeling towards you, especially people that have done you wrong. Oh my God, they're feeling pressured. Six of Pentacles, you're focusing on finances, focusing on your career, focusing on your goals, and also saving money, but also having and building for the future. Yeah, money is a big aspect here that I'm seeing. So that was like a warning I gave earlier. So you want to really just like get your head down, work towards stability, work towards security. The Emperor and the Hierophant are dressed in red. So this is to do with the root chakra energy. It's got some red here as well, dotted around. So the root chakra is to do with your backbone and your spine. By the way, the root chakra is your first chakra. Yeah, your first one. A lot of people think the crown chakra is the first one, but it's not true. That's actually your 7th chakra. Your first chakra is located at the bottom of your spine, or the bottom of your bottom, should I say, and it's red. And red is the color of the root chakra. It's also to do with like your skeleton, and it's also to do with like blood. So this is about like relationships. It's to do with that sort of bond, and it's also to do with your identity, right? Your DNA, like who you are, which is obviously very important. So this here goes to show stability and security is the main aspect here. That's what you're focusing tremendously on. So, you know, getting down to work, focusing on work, doing what you can for yourself is absolutely the key part, because that's actually putting pressure on those that have done you wrong to come forward and step forward. The more energy you're giving to them by thinking about them constantly, the more actually can delay things and slow things down. So Knight of Pentacles, slowly but surely, people are realizing their mistakes towards you and knowing that they need to do a lot more. Here you are focusing on finances, slow and steady growth, which actually is quite exciting. Moon here shows that, yep, sometimes you may feel a little emotional, especially when the full moon comes, all right? But cycles and phases, things are naturally changing. This energy is quite powerful because you're going to feel even more connected to yourself spiritually. You might even be getting messages from spirit guides. You got the King and the Queen of Cups. So yeah, even romantically, someone who's done you wrong can come forward and, well, they're going to come forward more so when Venus is direct. When Venus is retrograding, that's when they're going to be pushed to really see your full potential and who you truly are, whereas they could have been running away from that before. So messages, warnings, things that are going to happen, things coming together for you. Everything is outlined here. This Venus retrograde is helping you. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it's helping you. And I think that that's what you need to know, is that this is helping you, not harming you. Alright, so this is your reading. Of course, if this resonated with you, let me know in the comment section below if you can comment. Sometimes YouTube is a bit iffy with the comments and just sometimes they're like off and sometimes I turn them on and then they go off again and just like, what the heck is going on here? It's just a glitching thing basically that's happening. And they've even told me that. It's not because like my comment is set to like, you know, some other kind of setting. It literally is an issue. But yeah, if you can comment, let me know, of course. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, especially if this resonates. Definitely like this video, or if you claim it, like this video. Let me know what you think about it. And also don't forget to check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, intention items, which are on my website as well. Definitely check those out if you're interested. And there's also TikTok, Instagram, which I have, where I post short readings on there every single day. So if you're interested, check it out, and I'll see you all very, very soon. So everything's listed in the description box for your convenience, which is just below the title of the video, where it says show more, and then you click on it and then it'll open it all up. Alright, so I'll see you all very soon. Bye!